Hello, welcome to Angola International Highlight. In this edition, we'll be reviewing the 24th African Union Summit held on the 30th and 31st January in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The summit declared war on the Islamic group Boko Haram. The African Union leaders' decision to create a regional task force of 7,500 men to fight the Islamic Boko Haram militants is one more step forward in the search for peace and stability on the continent. Following a proposal from 4 countries directly affected by this conflict, namely Nigeria, Cameroon, Niger, and Chad, attending heads of state and government or their representatives endorsed the plan and are now seeking the UN Security Council approval and economic assistance for the military mission. Opening the summit, the president of the African Union Commission, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, said the Nigerian radical Islamist group of Boko Haram poses a threat to security and the whole African continent and requires a combined and decisive response. At least 13,000 people have been killed and more than 1 million had to flee their homes since the Islamist group started its offensive in 2009. The situation of women on the continent was another relevant topic discussed at the meeting held under the theme 2015 Women's Empowerment Year and the Africa Development for Concretization of the Agenda Africa 2063. The UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, in his address to the summit, encouraged the African governments and political leaders to place women in the center of their priorities. He recalled that Africa is the continent with more women in parliament, but there is still a long way to reach its full potential. To Ban Ki-moon, women are required to have access to job and education so they can contribute to the fight against poverty and female genital mutilation. The agenda for the African Union, now under President Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe, includes other topics like the Ebola epidemics and the economic crisis resulting in the oil price fall, harshly affecting some countries of the continent. The Angolan head of state, José Eduardo Santos, was represented at the summit by the Vice President, Manuel Vicente, who led a delegation that included the Ministers of Foreign Affairs, George Chicot, Family and Women's Promotion, Filomena Delgado, and the Ambassador to the African Union, Manuel Arcanjo do Nascimento. It's always a pleasure to have your company. We'll see you in our next edition.